Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about sports. So what? We're 3 weeks away from the Super Bowl at this point?
Removed
from the Super Bowl, yeah. And I feel as always in this championship offseason that we of course start with reflecting again back on the greatest season that was. And I just say that because last week Sneaky wasn't here and I didn't get his take on what will be the one thing that he remembers the most about this great season that was.
See, he gets the whole season. We were only allotted to say what we remembered from the Super Bowl.
I didn't say that. I said
the Super Bowl run.
I thought I said
we expanded to postseason. No? You weren't allotted the whole season.
I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Sneaky, go ahead.
All right, for just off the top of my head, and it probably is recency bias, but it's really the whole playoff run with Patrick Mahomes injured the entire time.
That was mine.
He played a half a quarter of healthy football.
Sneaky does not watch the show, so he wouldn't know that was also mine. That's the one thing you're going to remember about this.
It's been talked about, but it hasn't been talked about enough, and this is it's going to end up being one of those all-time NFL films.
Yeah, 100%.
The postseason run on one leg.
But sick.
But really, just the consistently shutting the haters up all season. Every goddamn thing they said.
Shut a lot of people up this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was pretty sweet. I mean, this was. It's hard to think that a season's ever going to get better than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really get better.
I mean, other than going, I guess it would have to be 21-0,
undefeated. Yeah. Besides going undefeated,
other than that, I don't see how you could top this season. It was just note perfect.
Yeah.
I wish we.
What was that?
I wish we would have beaten the Bills.
Yeah.
That's okay. The Bills
giving them false hope's almost better, right? Because they thought so highly of themselves after that.
Yeah, after that loss,
they never played that well again.
Exactly. That's why it was so great. I'm willing to sacrifice that loss for that outcome.
It was weird that people gave them more credit losing to us than they did the Bengals, who beat us, right? And
yeah.
Everybody went to this year thinking it was the Bills, and
yeah, they signed Von Miller.
I'm actually going to change my answer because I think about this a lot, and I have since the Super Bowl. Is writing so many rookies, so many rookies playing starter snaps, starter quality and quantity snaps, and taking that to a Super Bowl.
It could go down as the greatest.
That's probably the most abnormal thing.
It could be the greatest draft for the Chiefs, anyways, of all time.
I was gonna ready to say it's probably, as of right now, it's the most successful draft in Chiefs history.
Yeah,
top to bottom.
So,
one thing from the season that really stands out to me still is the evolution of the linebacking play. Yeah. I expected us to play better at that position by subtracting Anthony Hitchens, but I did not expect there to be as much growth from both linebackers, Willie and Nick.
To see, and Leo.
Yeah, Leo played well.
The year went on. I thought as the year went on, Leo got better.
And even Harris played well. I really liked Harris.
He was really good in the run game.
Yeah, so we had a really good core of young players there that I hope they keep for a long, long time.
Bolton's going to
it'll be tough too, though.
What was that?
I said Nick Bolton's going to be a Chief for a long time.
I hope him and Willie Gay.
Willie Gay, maybe not.
I hope he is.
I
We're
hope so.
gonna have to
Too, but I don't think we're not gonna be able to keep both of them.
We're gonna have to make tough decisions.
We are, but they typically make those in the secondary.
I know. Don't get. Let's. You're gonna make me sad about Snead again. Okay, you're just gonna make me sad about Snead again.
We don't know about Snead, you know. I mean,
I know about our organization in corners and
but it's like I said,
having just drafted 3 very.
But would it make you less sad if we let him go and then he's just not near what he was when he was here?
I seriously
Like half
think
the people we like.
I think he should make the move
No,
like CJ
not-
Gardner Johnson did. Go from corner to safety.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
I love Snead. I loved him since the moment we picked him. I am 100% okay trading him for assets because we like that's one of the positions that we develop so well as corners.
And we've got 3 really good rookies, or well,
that's what I
Yeah,
want to see from
who
Snead this
were-
offseason is a move to safety for his last year of his contract. Then because he already plays
that
like
mean
a
we
fucking
let-
safety. You know, you look at
let-
his stats and he's like tackles for loss. You can't run a screen on the guy. He gets
No, you
sacks.
can't. You let Thornhill walk. Is that what you're saying?
I cut Justin Reed and I keep Thornhill and I keep Snead.
Yeah, Thornhill and Hardman are gone. The sooner
Yeah,
I'm just saying what I
Thornhill's-
would do.
the sooner
Thornhill's
you come to grips with
contract
that, the
is-
better. Like they're not resigning those guys.
Thornhill had a decent year, but his contract
I mean,
is up.
It has nothing to do with quality of
Mm.
play. It's money.
I think the
Yeah.
thing with Hardman is with him missing the final 8 weeks, I think that
Mhm.
lowers his price tag to where he maybe sticks around on a 1-year prove it.
I don't think so.
That's
he may be gone.
I feel like this is the strike while the iron is hot moment for Nicole.
I just don't think the iron's hot.
Yeah, the iron's not that hot.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think a 1-year deal to where he comes out there and lights it up next season is what he'd have to hope for. Because right now I
Sneaky.
think that he's
That's what
Yeah.
it is. Okay, so there we go. We talked about the Chiefs. We did it.
we did it.
Yes. Okay.
So let's go
All
on
right.
to a Chiefs rival. Talk about Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, looking like the Raiders have said that they are apparently planning to place the tag on Brandon Jacobs. No, nobody surprised. Okay.
I mean, they're gonna cut him.
I'm a little surprised.
Are they gonna tag and trade? Like he doesn't want to be there, does he? Like
Tom
after
said he was
after
fine being
Does
there.
anyone?
after the way things went last year of like, they kind of dragged him along. Didn't seem like they were gonna use him too much until he was like you couldn't not use him.
If they're smart, they'd trade him because I don't think you're going to get another season out of Jacobs like that. I think that was
No.
a peak season. Like
That was
he's
a monster.
he's a good running back, but he's not a
League leader
the-
rushing title guy.
It's just tough with running backs to like try to, because if you have a guy, if you've tagged a guy and you want to trade him, presumably he's going to want to make a deal with the team he goes to, right?
Yeah.
Or the team is if a team is going to make a trade for the guy, they're going to want to know that they can work out a deal with him, right? And with a running back, you're asking for a team to give up assets as well as pay him, and it doesn't usually happen. 'cause
And
it's
if you're
running
planning
back.
on trading him, it really starts the clock on the Raiders because you have until July 13th, 14th, which is when they have to sign they have like an extension window on that tag.
Right.
So it
So I-
expedites that. Because if you get past that, like Jadeveon Clowney and the Texans did a few years back, whenever he got traded to the Seahawks, it was for nickels on
Mm.
it.
So I feel like that you can tag and trade him, but you're going to get like a 4th round pick
And that's only if you get rid of him at
out of your tag.
where the team can negotiate with him. If it's after that
Right.
window, it might be a 5th because he's a running back with a lot of mileage.
So, the Raiders probably should have extended him last year. If
Oh,
didn't-
yeah, they should have picked-
If
they
you
didn't even-
saw this coming, you would have probably extended him.
They didn't even pick up his 5th-year option. That's what the problem was. They declined his 5th-year option last year, and then he exploded, and now they want to franchise tag him.
What's wrong? You're franchise tagging him on a year that you could have already had just happened.
Yeah, he would have been there. He would have been there.
This is the most Raiders fucking thing ever.
I
It
just
is
don't
great.
see like Aaron Rodgers is a fucking clown, but he's not stupid. Like, The dude's not gonna sign with that goddamn organization. Look at this shit.
I don't know. Devontae went over there, so
Because Devontae wanted money.
that's true. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to go and play for
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniel. I do
Oh,
not.
yeah.
think he wants
Who
to.
does? Like that guy.
I know.
We talked about it last week. That guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is straight
And
football.
and Sneaky, you weren't here last week, so I got to remind you in case you had forgotten. I don't think you have, but everybody needs to be reminded. Josh McDaniels traded up to the 25th pick when he was with the Broncos to draft Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
He traded up to get Tim Tebow.
Yeah, but he got way too much of a pass. Like,
Yeah, he's got another head
after
coaching
he
job.
was fired, nobody ever talked about that shit again.
They
He got
should have.
another
And
head
it was
coaching
just
job.
one of the all-time
That should be
set your franchise back to 5 years moments.
yeah. You traded away Jay Cutler, and then the next year you drafted that guy. Which, yeah, Jay Cutler is not a Hall of Fame talent, but he could throw a football. Other tag news.
Giants.
The Giants are saying that they will tag Daniel Jones if they don't lock him up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, make him. If you're Daniel Jones and you're asking for $45 million a year, I'm making you play on a franchise tag.
For sure.
You have to have 2 good years before I give you fucking that kind of money, dumbass.
What is the franchise tag number for quarterbacks?
37 or so.
Because they got to give you an average of the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't include bonuses and other things. I don't know. Like, it gets weird. You have to kind of take like the average of their cap hit, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of voodoo math in that contract.
So it's not, yeah, because if you took the average of like the top 5, yeah, he's getting like 45 mil. But yeah, anyways, yeah, for sure.
So
like
it looks like the
Dimes is-
franchise tag will be 32.416.
and that's not bad, Danny. You know why? Because
Probably
that's
more than they were going to offer him in the first place.
That is right around what Daniel Jones is worth.
Absolutely.
About 30
That's-
mil a year.
that
About
is a fair
30
price.
mil a year. Yeah, if you want more than that, you are gonna have to not only play another year well, but like level, we need to see you take a step up again.
If I'm the
He
Giants and
take a
he's saying I
step.
want 35, I'm gonna say, listen, I'll give you 70 for 2 years. An average of 35 a year. That's over what the franchise tag will pay you. And then in 2 years, we will reevaluate. And if you are worth it, we'll give you your $45 million. But you can't have that for 2 years. You have to have 3 solid years before you get that.
I don't know if you do that.
No, probably not. Then I slap him with the franchise tag for 2 years in a row. Like
This could be good for both. Like if look, Daniel.
This is good for Daniel Jones. This is not good for Giants.
If Daniel goes out and plays very well, then he could set that $45 million price tag, right?
Yeah.
And if the Giants don't want to give it to him, he could go somewhere else. Or if he just says, you know what, fuck you, Giants, you had your chance. He could still. Anyways,
And you've
yeah,
seen
you got
something
tag.
that tells you Daniel Jones is going to do that. And
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna.
He's just kind of got the Giants over a barrel here.
Yeah, I know, and we're falling into this trap, or they're falling into this trap of paying an average quarterback top tier money. Okay, so moving on, Bryce. Yeah, let's talk about some quarterbacks that are going to come into the league and replace these guys eventually,
especially when they're like really tiny.
Hey,
Bryce Young is a little small.
I saw a picture this week of Bryce Young standing next to Mina Kimes, and it's the most embarrassing fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, like the thing that really blew me away was right before the information on his measurements came out. I can't remember who it was talking. They're like, like I saw Mac Jones, I saw Bryce Young in person, and he seems a lot bigger in person than he does on tape. Than he does when he's on the field surrounded by Alabama players. And you're like, okay, that's good to know. And then you see his size come out and you're like, he's 5'10", 204 pounds.
I'm like, should I
not 204 pounds? He plays at 160.
He does
Did he
not
win
play
it?
one.
Put on 40 pounds.
He
for
does
the-
not play one.
He played at one. He was listed at Alabama at 180.
That's
Like
probably more
184. So he
realistic.
put on 20 pounds.
That's probably no. He's probably still around 180. Did he measure
they-
it at
That dude is
204
going
in
to
the combine?
disintegrate in front of your eyes during an NFL game, and it's going to be.
I don't.
gonna be
Hey,
horrible.
give the guy. Hey, come on.
Hey, he's the same. He
No.
listed at 3 pounds lighter than Kyler, but the same height. So
That-
yeah,
Fine.
And that dude already can't stay healthy.
you're right. You're right. He's smaller than Tua, and Tua can't stay healthy. And Tua's
Is-
not.
Do we see Anthony Richardson?
No, he's not going to leap Bryce. I don't think. I don't
Okay.
think he.
Okay.
I think Anthony Richardson probably played himself into the number 2 pick.
CJ Stroud had a good day too.
See, I think Bryce Young's going to fall. I think CJ. You're right. CJ Stroud looked amazing.
Yeah, CJ.
Amazing.
He was hitting everything out there.
Yeah, he looked really good. Anthony Richardson's throws,
But those his measurables are.
his physicals, and when you watch him play, he just has that ability to make magic.
He's a great. I mean, he's
I
a
like
great
it.
athlete. We know that, obviously, but yeah, the consistency is what concerns me again.
Yeah, and that's why I say like you go and sit him for a year. Like you do not.
You're
let
gonna
that
have
dude-
to.
You have to make that dude sit a year.
You got to be patient with
I
him.
loved
He's got to go to the right situation.
the Detroit Lions for Anthony
I hope
Richardson is my
so.
favorite spot for him because he would get a city year behind Goff.
Seattle wouldn't be bad either.
But
It wouldn't, but
who? I mean, who do they have at Detroit that will be able to
Yes, yeah.
develop
Nobody's going to have a quarterback whisperer. Nobody who drafts him is going to have a quarterback whisperer. Like
yeah, unless if he's around,
unless there's some dude we don't know about.
if he's on the board at 10, you could see a trade. At that
Yeah.
point,
He's not going to make it out of 10.
I'm saying if he's on the board at pick 10, you could see the Eagles make the move back. They're a team, we all know how he loves to make those draft day trades. They could move back to a team that does want to move back up to get him. We've seen Howie, when he's had
jumped
multiple
on
first
that.
round picks, be willing
Yeah.
to move completely out.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
Why not?
Right,
I'm just thinking far out there.
It's some real pie in the sky thinking to think that any of those quarterbacks are falling that far. Like the ones that people want.
Yeah,
There's there's 5 or 6 teams in the top 10 that have to take a quarterback.
but we could also see like the Raiders. We don't know what they very well could sign Jimmy G before then, and they could be happy with that decision.
Yeah.
Man. I'm scared Anthony Richardson falls to them. Like, and then they completely screw him up. And
Yeah, because I mean, we know the Cardinals. I could see the Cardinals trading back to a team that maybe wants to move to 3 that couldn't move to 1. If the Bears don't move.
for sure.
I can see the Cardinals trading out of that pick to stock up on picks.
Yeah, because I feel like the Cardinals aren't going to find. They're not like a team that's.
Cardinals aren't going to win this year.
They could use their best avenue to winning this year is to get a bunch of fucking good players.
So let's move on to Vegas's next favorited Chief player, Carson Wentz.
That guy.
All right,
Why is everyone so high on this guy coming to the Chiefs? Like
I just don't see any fucking way. Like,
we're not going to overpay a backup quarterback to be a backup.
and here's the thing with Carson Wentz. What have we heard about Carson Wentz consistently at every single stop that he's made?
He's terrible.
No, that he's a bad teammate.
Oh,
His teammates don't like him. Those aren't the type of guys that you want as a backup quarterback.
I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with being terrible.
Well, even when he was at his
That's me.
highest level in Philadelphia, Alshon Jeffrey was openly talking shit about him.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when Carson Wentz was getting him to the playoffs, helping lead him to the playoffs, he was getting shit talked on him by Alshon Jeffrey. And Sneaky the whole time was right, and I was wrong. Because I was focused on, I was like, man, like that MVP year candidate year stuck in my head so well. But that dude just No,
You
that
wanted
was
him to be
peak.
good. You wanted him to be good.
Yes, I want him to be good. I believed he could. I think he was fucked by the Eagles organization.
Mhm.
I think that they did a lot of different things that ruined that dude's confidence. You know,
Yeah.
obviously winning the Super Bowl with the backup quarterback is
Well-
not going to give him much confidence.
They're not. What were they supposed to do?
Yeah, the Eagles should have won. That was great that they did. But then they built a statue of his backup quarterback
Yeah, they did.
while he was under contract with them.
Yeah, they did. Like at the same
did
time
that.
that they paid him.
That's the one thing that I will I will give you on Carson Wentz is that like shit like that will get into your head.
They spent a second
Why would
round
you
pick
do
on a backup quarterback. Like
Yeah.
they drafted poorly at receiver. They drafted a backup quarterback in the second round, and they're like, yeah, we just signed Carson. We believe in Carson. This is just our backup quarterback because we need a good backup with Carson Wentz. That's
Dude,
not giving him
They put that
confidence.
statue up so fast, you would think Nick Foles had stage 4 cancer and they were just trying to get it done before he died or something.
Yeah,
Give it a
dude.
decade.
Like I never seen somebody put up the
Christ, you can't even go
statue.
into the Hall of Fame until you're retired 5 years.
Yeah, man. I've never seen a team win a championship and then put up a statue before the next season even started.
Yeah, it was
Like,
quick. It was a quick turnaround. It was very
They
quick.
were they were paying to get that statue built and Carson Wentz's new contract at the same time. Like they're signing both checks.
Yeah, and I
at
mean,
the time. They're
so
like,
yes, I
build
think
statue of backup, sign current guy, starter to big deal.
but Sneaky, you put it really, really well, I think, earlier in this year when talking about Carson Wentz. He is tangible proof that a person can believe too much in themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that dude will never learn that in the first quarter on third down, it's okay to throw the football away.
Yeah, believing in yourself is not the only key to success.
Yeah. He won't let a play die.
There's other things that go into it.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz should be done
Heart and soul.
because I don't think he's even
Everything I've heard this week is that he's still trying to get a starting job somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he can look at the XFL.
Like Peter King was saying that like from how he knows Carson Wentz, like that dude's never gonna take a backup job anywhere.
Hey, the Raiders might give him a call. That would be great.
Great. I'd love it.
Oh, that dog.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, one realistic option I could think, and I know that the reaction here is not going to be great. I don't think you guys are going to agree with me, but one option I could theoretically see is the 49ers. Because they have said that they are looking for a veteran quarterback to start in case Purdy and Lance aren't healthy.
Yeah, they need fresh bodies in there. Everybody's
So
dead.
maybe you add a Carson Wentz to start the season with the intention of moving to the others. Because that also gives Carson a few potential weeks to
maybe
save his value.
If either of those other guys are healthy, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the other guys are healthy, he loses that job.
Carson.
But that's the only. Or a team like Atlanta.
As I understand, Trey Lance is going to be ready.
He could. I thought he had to have a second surgery on his ankle.
Maybe. I mean, it seems like it could be a Saints move where they just, find another filler for a year.
I'd rather watch Jameis Winston get another opportunity there than Carson fucking Wentz. We've seen him fail in 3 stops. Ain't that enough?
You would think. Yeah, I would think that there's no team that is actually going to pay Carson Wentz to play as a starter.
Yeah, I think his days are over as a day one unquestioned starter at an organization.
Yeah, as a backup somewhere, sure.
Like I said, I don't think he's even a quality backup. He doesn't put.
Well, I wouldn't want him as my backup, but somewhere.
No, the dude's going to go in there and Carson Wentz for the hero time interception.
Yeah, triple coverage interception. I broke both ankles. Now you need to go to your third string quarterback.
I think what people tend to forget about the Chiefs backup quarterback situation is that we've literally keep placing tags on Shane Buechele because we obviously like him as a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
He's
we've been
going to be
stashing
our
him.
backup quarterback
We've been
next
stashing
year.
him.
I
I think-
100% guarantee that.
I
Yeah,
feel
we were just getting to a play, because we weren't comfortable not having a veteran as a backup for a
Exactly.
while. But I think we've been
I think we're at that
building
point
up
now. We can
Buechele.
make that switch.
The dude's been with us for like 3 years or something, right? It's
Yeah.
been like
And he's shown he's a decent backup in
he
preseason.
looks really good in preseason.
Yeah.
And
So
even at that, if we didn't want to go that route, I would rather us, and we wanted to sign a veteran, I'd rather have Brian Hoyer than Carson Wentz. That's a guy that knows his role.
Well,
Oh,
the good news is, guys, I don't think that our front office or coaching staff overlooks the backup quarterback position at all.
No,
Because
because we've seen
pretty
it
important
help us a couple
for a
times.
couple playoff runs.
Well, that's a lot about Carson Wentz.
Hey, I changed it again. My moment of the season. Chad Henne 98-yard drive.
That one was great.
I mean, I'd still go with the Mahomes one leg.
anyway, let's
Uh,
move off of
The
Wentz. Let's move
Eagles
off the Chiefs.
promoting some people.
Yeah, Eagles promoting Brian Johnson to OC and hiring Sean Desai as DC.
Excited.
So what's up with that, Pete?
Brian Johnson was the quarterback coach last year.
Okay,
When
yeah,
he
cool.
when he played football, I want to say in high school, it was for Jalen Hurts' dad was his coach.
Very cool. Very
So
cool.
that's a cool story. Sean Desai was the was a defensive assistant, I want to say, and an associate head coach for the Seahawks last season.
All right, and their defense was all right.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
all right. So yeah, I'm happy with the
Right.
I love the offensive coordinator decision to
Yeah,
elevate
that seems good.
a lot of familiarity with Jalen, and Jalen just had his best season as a pro when he was our quarterback coach. So excited to see the leaps he can take.
And nobody knows anything about Sean Diesel, so or Desai. So, all right, maybe he's good.
I have faith in him. I mean,
Maybe he can slow down one top offense. Just one.
Seattle won more games than we thought they would last year.
Def-
So
They sure did.
they made the playoffs.
That's 100% true.
So
All right. All right. What do we got next?
Anyway.
Leslie Frazier is taking a year off. That's
Yeah.
great. Good for him. Good job.
What do we know why he's?
that's what I'm reading right now. Let's see if
He's tired. He just needs to take a little. He just needs a little break.
his
You gotta, replenish, rejuvenate the soul. Gotta make yourself wanted again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
Make
it could
yourself
also
a-
stem from getting passed over as in the head coaching cycle yet again.
Perhaps. But we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens. That's good for him. Good for you, Leslie. I hope.
Yeah, hopefully whenever we find out the reason why it's not something due to his health or anything, you just hope that it's so he can take a year off.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that is a perplexing question.
If I was Leslie Frazier, I'd be like, I'm taking the rest of my life off. Of
64,
retiring and
former
enjoying
head coach of the Vikings.
Yeah, enjoying that beach life from now on. But I mean, hey, you do you, Leslie.
The Bills are definitely going to miss him as defensive coordinator this season. That's
So did he retire?
he's taking the year off, is what he said.
Oh, that's right.
He's taking a gap year. He does plan to return in 2024.
So will their defense have as big as a falling off as Josh Allen did when they lost?
Dude, it
Dave
could be
Paul?
bigger.
It could
Don't
be.
I think so too.
Leslie Frazier
I don't think their personnel over there is really all that great.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier is a phenomenal defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't underestimate how great that guy is at that position. So that is a Brian Dable size hole being left on their defense right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
all right. Good
Do
luck.
they have Von Miller for another year?
I believe so.
They have him for many. Yeah, they signed him to like 5 or 6 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
They locked him up. Well, should we go to the NFLPA survey? An NFLPA
Sure.
survey?
Let's do it.
And Chiefs weren't. It wasn't a glowing review for the Chiefs
It wasn't a
No.
glowing review for anybody.
for anybody to. Yeah,
Nobody, like if you hear anybody saying, "Oh, your team did this," and no team came out of that looking good.
not really.
The
Was
only
it
thing you learned out of that survey is that
who
everybody
is
is
our
trying a lot harder.
who's
Arizona.
our athletic trainer that didn't look so great?
Rick
That
Burkholder.
Burkholder, yeah. So maybe we should reevaluate him.
Or he had that's. I mean, that's this is going to lead to some sticky situations. I think because
Let's
like
reevaluate him.
Burkholder's been with Andy since the Eagles.
Well,
I'm seeing a lot of pretty decent grades here, though.
I mean, it's
it depends on which grade you're looking at too. They've
Yeah,
on the NFLPA's website. At least like the Cardinals. Holy shit!
the Cardinals were
F minus, F
Hey,
minus.
the Cardinals still charged their players for food. Okay, they were still charging their
Like,
players.
Bills
For-
isn't bad.
for
It's A
dinner.
minus, C, A plus, B plus, A minus.
Yeah,
Cowboys is really high. It's A plus, A plus, B, A minus, A plus.
Eagles
So,
B minus, A minus, A plus, C minus, A plus, C plus.
So there's things the Chiefs are gonna have to look at then. all
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I mean,
Now-
this is
No surprise. I think the Commanders were the worst overall. The Commanders and Cardinals were both the worst. Not shocking in any way.
it looks as though the Cardinals were worse based on this one.
I will say, I
the Cardinals
dis-
had like rats in
highly,
their facility this year and shit.
yeah,
That
they
was
did.
report.
I will disagree with one grade on the Chiefs. Their lowest grade, which is a D minus, was
Nope.
training staff, and I disagree with that because Mahomes was able to
It's-
win a Super
It's
Bowl.
all because of fucking Rick Burkholder.
The lowest,
it's
the
'cause of
lowest
the
grade
head
on the
guy.
Chiefs was travel. There's actually one more row that we didn't see. Travel, they got an F.
Okay. Oh,
Because
I didn't realize
because
I could
Clark Hunt-
scroll over.
Clark Hunt still makes them have a roommate when they travel
Mm.
to hotels. He won't give them each their own
That's
room.
right. That's
That
right.
and I guess the planes they charter are kind of shitty.
Yeah. Eagles got a D on travel.
Yeah, to go back to that, the whole like the rookies have to bunk up with a guy with somebody during the season. Get over it, rookie. Shut up.
It,
Get over it.
bro, look at the Raiders.
Fuck you,
People,
rookie.
the Raiders on here are like B, A minus, A plus, A plus, A, B plus, A plus, A.
They just got a brand new facility.
True, true.
It's got like brand new amenities, brand new everything.
But this also takes in treatment of families,
That's true.
strength staff, training staff.
I'm okay.
travel.
Look, hey, we're
Okay.
saying the Chiefs have things they need to work on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
Well, and it's okay. So, like, I clicked on the Chiefs and I'm reading it, and like, okay, they have a D plus in this, but their numbers are still really high, yet they're fourth worst in the league. So it's like, I mean, it's 77% feel like they have enough ATCs in the staffing department. Well, I mean, that's a majority right there. Shit, that's almost 75%, or that's over 75%
I
of
don't
the
know what a good
players.
number in that is supposed to
I
be.
don't either.
Be like
but-
all of them.
That seems like, and then like there's a steam room, 91% feel it's big enough, and they still get a D in this category. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's again, got things to work on.
I will say, I think
Cardinals-
more of the substantive stuff that came out of that was players backing up, like especially like old players coming out and backing up a lot of what was on those surveys, because you had
yeah,
one of
Sure,
the
yeah.
one of the standouts on there was the Ravens strength staff, because you had
How bad it
players
was.
coming out saying like, yeah, these dudes literally hurt me because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, like torn muscles and
yeah.
yeah.
And we've seen all the injuries from them.
ending guys' careers in the weight room.
Can't have it. Can't have it, won't have it. I mean, it'll probably still happen. All right.
Anyway.
Should we go on to how just terrible of a person Jackson Mahomes is? Just again, You know,
Yeah,
every
but
time
I think
it's like
I hope this finally buries that guy.
every time they're like Jackson Mahomes has done something, you're just like, yeah.
I'm
I know
tired of
you
hearing
always
this.
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah, you never hear that guy's name
And
in good content.
this the difference with this one is like it's not just him being like, you know, kind of
A
a jackass.
jackass.
It's him being like, you know,
A
like
skeeve.
doing actual like
Yeah.
doing actual damage.
Yeah.
With like, you know, forcing forcing that girl.
The
I
bar
think she was
owner.
the restaurant, the bar owner, the
It was the bar
restaurant
owner.
owner.
Yeah.
Forcing her to kiss him.
On
Like
3 occasions.
That video didn't
grabbing
look
the
good.
neck and face thing right that, yeah, like to, you know,
And he was berating a server that was 19 apparently.
he's got it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this guy or why he's like seems to be the opposite of his brother in every way.
You really think Patrick
Because
would come
he
after
doesn't
you?
have half of what
Beat his
his
ass.
brother has.
Well, you know, but still, man, you think you would that would like humble a guy, maybe not entitle them somehow more. Like you think, I don't know.
What were you saying, Sneaky?
I was saying like I don't really think Mahomes or anybody from that camp would come after you if you just decided to beat the shit out of that kid. Like if I saw that dude's doing shit like that in public, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is a time where like
Patrick would be,
I
oh,
think
probably had it coming.
with this incident, hopefully it is Pat does take it a little more serious and isn't just like, oh, it's my brother being dipshit again, and it's like, oh well,
This
no,
isn't
man,
on Pat. Like he's on his dad.
not that it's
Oh,
on Pat, not
It's not on Pat
that
Senior
he
either. It's
should.
on Jackson.
It is. It's all on Jackson. It's all on Jackson.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And you know, Pat's never gonna come out and say anything 'cause it's family, right?
Yeah.
But I hope that Pat tries to get his brother help, or you know,
I'd be surprised if
separate.
that hasn't happened already.
Try to separate his brother from like the limelight and you know
Real
the
men.
lifestyle, like this lifestyle, and try to reel him in and help him in some way, because clearly he needs it. So yeah, man.
The thing about those situations is that whatever we saw on tape, this was not the first incident. It's just the first one we know about.
Yeah.
It's almost certainly true, right?
He's
Usually how that
he's
should
certainly skated this line before.
So yeah, anyways, that depressing news.
Yeah, we can move on to some more depressing news and talk about John Morant.
Yeah. John
So
Morant is
what did he do here?
John Morant owns a gun. Is that the story?
well, John Morant. So in
I
the
know
off season, it came out
some
that
of it is.
John Morant is being looked at and investigated for allegedly assaulting a 17-year-old during a pickup game of basketball where he hit the kid 12 to 13 times and then flashed a gun at him.
Okay.
And then earlier this week, John Morant was out at a club. They think it might have been a strip club, shirtless, waving a gun out on Instagram Live, pointing the gun at his own head, stuff like that. So as of right now,
The same gun.
I think so. I don't know. But yes,
Yeah,
John
and then he
Morant
posted
is
one on his Instagram too, of him laying there with his gun next to him.
So right now, John Morant is away.
He also deleted all of his social, I think, from what I saw.
The focus right now is Jaws taking responsibility to really get the help he needs to get in a better place, generally speaking, but also on the flip side to be in a better place to embrace the responsibility and expectations as a member of this team. That's what we're dialoguing about. That's what we're going to support him through, but we're also going to hold him accountable to.
Yeah.
It sounds like 3D chess to get traded.
Yeah, there's also been earlier this season, Morant and his friends allegedly threatened and trained a red laser from a slow-moving SUV on Indiana Pacers staff members in the parking lot of the FedEx Forum after a game.
The fuck?
Morant aggressively confronted members of the Pacers staff, per the report, and was allegedly in the SUV when the laser was pointed. Pacers staff members believe the laser was attached to a gun and felt we were in grave danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like,
What the
and here's
fuck,
the thing
man?
with the alleged assault on a teenager in a neighborhood pickup game. You're a professional fucking basketball player.
Right.
Why are you taking that shit so seriously that you're getting mad enough to get fucking mad at a 17-year-old like
You
that?
know, right? Yeah, that's dude. A lot going on with him right now.
Yeah. You
That
hope
is a
that John
long,
Morant is
like
okay as from a mental standpoint, but
he's clearly not.
Yeah.
Clearly something going on there. Yeah, you hope he can get right because the dude, like, incredible talent, but
super talented.
you know, like you looked at that guy and you're like, oh, he's the next one, right?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, he can once he like elevates, he's scoring. It's
Yeah,
it's
he's
ridiculous.
incredible.
But this shit is just like, what
Yeah.
are you doing, man? Why are you throwing away this sort of like this opportunity? I mean, we've seen it time and time again, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta look
It's,
tough
to
on the
see it.
gram.
you know, hey,
Yeah.
NBA.
Anything in baseball you've seen, Sam, that you like, or
I mean, the pitch clock is,
it's
you
growing
know,
on
now
you?
that I've watched it a little more, I think it'll be good. I think
Yeah. Oh, you know what
the-
we should mention? Like, we had we were a little confused on the whole throw over last week when we talked about it, but we found out that after your second throw over pickoff attempt, you can still throw over, but if you do not get the runner out, then they get the balk
the balk
advance.
and the runner.
So that does keep them closer. Yeah, that keeps them closer to the bat. They can't just take as big as a lead off as they want
They
after
want-
you throw
right,
the
after-
two over.
wow, that's wild.
Yeah. So, you still have to be, as a runner, you still have to pay attention
Well,
and not take
and
too
it's,
big of a lead off.
you can still take a pretty good size lead because the
Yeah.
pitcher has to be sure they can get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least it keeps them, you know.
I'm looking into that. I'm watching some baseball this year.
Oh, I mean, they said it, stolen bases have gone up. So
Yeah.
hey, man. But that pitch clock, I think, yeah, it does move a lot quicker. It's just one pitch after the other after the other. It's like watching
It,
More
it
action.
was weird to
Little-
watch.
Little
Yeah.
League almost. But yeah, they get the pitch, they throw it back and they're already getting ready, they're setting up right away.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Grinky pitch the other day, and I mean, he's literally bam on the mound as soon as he catches the ball, and he's ready to throw.
Let's go. I'm down.
It's a lot more constant action.
I like
know?
that.
So we'll see how many more balls are put into play. I don't know if it's going to affect that too much. If
No.
if it's going to help or hinder the pitchers more, right? Because some
Yeah.
pitchers are using it to their advantage. Other pitchers don't feel comfortable with it at all.
What's it done to the length of the games?
Oh, it's dropped it down by on average 30, 45 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
The very first spring training game was 2 hours and 9 minutes, I think, instead of being over 3.
Right.
That's
So-
significant.
So
Yeah, that's huge. I'm there.
It was,
I'm there.
It was
for that.
either 2 hours and 9 minutes or 2 hours and 29 minutes. I can't remember. I know it was something in 9 minutes, but
It's gonna be very interesting. We'll see, if it can have the effect they want. We'll see, how long it takes to get used to. If the novelty of it wears off quickly, or if it's something that
I'm pumped.
that sticks and really hooks people. But like I said, baseball's got a long way to go
Yeah.
and a lot of things to fix.
Massive changes there though
That is.
for a person like me. So, but
I mean, they're going, just pitch, which is what you want to see, right?
yeah, that's what I want to see in
You
baseball.
don't need to see a guy walk around the pitcher's mound.
No, I am
you
the
know?
furthest there is from a baseball purist. I want to see speed. I want to see I like universal DH. I want to see home runs. I want to see quick pitch. Let's do this.
Right.
I want contact. I want more contact in baseball.
Well, yeah, I want to see it. I like that at the home plate.
Oh, with them
I
getting
got
rid of
all
the
that
shift.
shit.
I mean, with them getting rid of the shift, you're
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
gonna see a lot more contact, right? Those
Yeah.
pull hitters are gonna, dude, they're pulling. They're gonna, man.
Yeah.
But hey,
Hey, I think we did it, boys.
Cat butt,
yeah, I think that'll
cat
do it
butt
for
to
this
end
week.
it.
As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hell, even hit that notification bell.
No, you don't need.
Never have.
It hasn't happened yet. One day. Hasn't.